myself, I'm just leaving with a new way of looking at the world. And then, I mean, of course, during the peace, everyone was giving hugs and running across to say hi to their friends. And I was like, okay, I'm done. This is my home. This is my church.
I came up for communion, and Susan, as she greeted me, took my hands and said, "Welcome home." I took a few steps to my left to receive the wine. The person who served communion to me, not having heard what Susan said, smiled and said, "Welcome home."
Having this sort of real welcoming attitude in total was this wonderful community of women who worked in the kitchen together. And
whatever it is I am and whatever it is I need, it connects with something here. Really remarkable sermon, remarkable because it was so connected to the experience of life as most of us live it. And yet it made profound connections to something more than just everyday life.
It's been a real gift to us. And I think for me especially, to find a place where women stand on the altar has been very healing. As time went on at St. John's, it really became for me, and I think for all of us in this family, a community where we felt loved, welcomed, accepted, challenged. I remember walking down the aisle once for communion and just feeling this overwhelming sense of love. Like if anything ever happened to me, this community would gather around me and hold.
A rock for me in my life, both growing up, but also as an adult, because I was, my family was members of St. John's, so I grew up in the church.
And then we actually went there. We liked it so much that we kind of said, "Oh, we can't rush into this." It felt almost too right. So we explored another urban church, and went there for quite a while, and just were ready to join. And all of a sudden, just had this knowing that it wasn't quite right, and we needed to go back to St. John's. And we went there, and it was just. There was a knowing that it was where we were meant to be.
My way back. So I look for communities to live, to be within. And this felt like a warm, embracing community where not only would I be nurtured with good people, but religion to me and church is where you practice your spirituality with people of a common, somewhat common belief, all our differences. And so it really meant another new community for me.
My first Sunday in this parish was rather emotional, to be honest with you. I've been retired for a few years and having been ordained for a good maybe 50 years by that time. I couldn't believe what I heard in the sermon, which was absolutely delightful and very informative and nurturing, but the style and music of the parish, I never thought I'd see a parish like this, of this size, again.
wow.
The communities you grew up in shape you, and I'm lucky to have grown up in a community as fantastic as St. John's. No matter where I go from here, as long as I have my parents in Minneapolis, I'll be home for Christmas and come back here for the service or whatnot.
Right. You will.
Because it's like a second home. The communities you grew up in shape you, and I'm lucky to have grown up in a community as fantastic as St. John's.